Thousand Arms is a game developed by Red Company and Tosei, and was published by Atlus. It was released on the PlayStation 1 in Japan in 1998, and in North America in 1999. Sorry Europe, you didn't get this one. The game starts off with you watching the main character, Mice Triumph, hobbling along the road, grumbling about being driven away from his home. A flashback occurs, and you fill in that he was once part of a noble family called the Triumph family, a long line of spirit blacksmiths. Unfortunately, through the generations, the focus of what makes spirit blacksmithing important was skewed, focusing on womanizing rather than blacksmithing, as having women around you helps imbue the swords with more spiritual power, so it's strange. Anyways, we find Cliff, Mice's father, doing what he does best, smithing half-assed with a woman around his arm. He tells his son to flee his homeland of Kent, as the invading army of the Dark Acolytes inch closer, a group of cyborgs and robots. Mice does as he's told and leaves, but not after encountering a beautiful girl, trying to flirt with her as attacks are happening around them. He gets knocked out by an old lady, and we resume from his grumbling, hungry state walking down a road. Eventually, Mice reaches the town of Boisby, where he meets the obvious romantic interest Sedina Dawnfried. There she takes him in after he gets beat up by thugs, and he learns that her brother is a spirit blacksmith, but a legit one. After performing a few tasks to repair Mice's sword, Sedina's brother Jabal takes him on as an apprentice. Fast forward through some delivery quests, and you're sent off to Fort T, where you meet your lovable dude friend Musa, after fighting off minions from the Dark Acolytes. He's a big guy, a bit dumb, and scared of women for some reason. Why he is best friends with Mice, a womanizer, beats me. Meanwhile, the Dark Emperor and his acolytes are plotting to find the Dark Blacksmith, who can wield the Holy Flame and take over the world.
I need the holy flame of the light to complete my plans. We need someone who belongs to the Dark Clan, who can also wield the flame of the light.
On your way back, you encounter the obvious character who will become the evil Dark Blacksmith, Schmidt. He was Jabal's previous apprentice. Schmidt meets you back at the smithy and is annoyed to learn that his obvious evil tendencies are affecting his smithing, and has Jabal refuse his right to learn the secret arts of spirit blacksmithing. In order to prove himself, Schmidt goes to the Mist Valley to look at himself through the Mirror of Souls. Sounds pretty heavy. Lo and behold, Schmidt doesn't like what he sees, gets taken away by the Dark Emperor, who taunts Mice before leaving. When Mice and Sedina return to Boisby, it has been set on fire and attacked. Jabal fights off Shaft, one of the Dark Acolytes, and wins, sort of, but at the cost of his life. He gives Mice his hammer and tells him to find the Holy Flame. This marks the rest of the journey, where Mice must find all of the Holy Flames to fight off the evil Dark Emperor and save the world. Of course, womanizing all along the way. The story is straightforward and points you where you need to go. Stray too far off the path and you'll encounter some tough enemies, so don't do it. During plot-related scenes, the game usually uses full-drawn portraits of characters that move smoothly and change while talking or laughing, so it's pretty cool. The battle system is somewhat unique with some awesome enemy designs. Just look at this first boss in the game, Scimitar Crab. So metal. Anyways, you have a front and a backup in the battle. The character up front is the only character who can perform physical attacks on the enemy, while backup characters can perform certain spells and use items. This is also the case for enemies. This can get a bit boring as you're usually only utilizing the front character, while backups are on standby most of the time. They do help with certain automatic actions, such as taunting to lower a stat on the enemy, or healing a minuscule amount of health for the front character. The main aspect of the game is actually a dating simulation. Dates with certain female characters can unlock the ability to strengthen your sword and develop new skills and spells for Mice and his lady partner. Of course, you don't have to limit yourself to just one person. You can date multiple girls and gain various skills through forging. During the dating sessions, you can give gifts, converse, or go on a date, and play some weird minigames to gain their affection. You can only reach the level of intimacy in accordance to your charisma stat, which is gained through leveling up. The music isn't bad, but it isn't that memorable, save for a few tracks, which is understandable seeing as the composers on the team didn't do much before Thousand Arms. The voice acting was surprisingly good, albeit cheesy at times, and very woman-focused on Mice's side. It's only off-putting at first, because the first few minutes of the game has voice acting that's all about women and being lecherous.
That's exactly why I'm with this pretty woman. I'm making a stronger sword.
Well, you are a spirit blacksmith, and this, I guess, is your job, but...
Overall, the game is solid and very self-aware, with NPCs constantly breaking the fourth wall early in the game, and, halfway through as well. The first is this kid in Boisby that says, "This is the town of Boisby, and if you ask me again, I'll say the same thing. Funny, huh?" Plus, many more. If you don't want a game that's too serious and is predictable as most JRPGs at the time, this is a solid choice. If you plan to play this game, date everybody. It doesn't affect the plot majorly at all. Do it for skills. Enjoy!